Hi, my name is Lindsay, and we're back for another episode of Painting with Lindsay. And today we are going to do a set of abstract roses with vines and leaves. So let's get going. All right, let's get started. You're going to need the following items: watercolor paper, a palette to mix your colors on. I'm using a rag, but paper towel will work fine. I have 2 containers of water. One's for cleaning my brushes. The other one's for grabbing water, fresh water. Paints, obviously. I'm only going to use 2 brushes. One's kind of a larger moppy brush. The other one's going to be a small detail brush. So we're going to start out with some fresh water. I should also note I have taped this down using a painter's tape, but masking tape or scotch tape would work. And I actually did the edges because this will be nice and clean when we take this off. We're going to kind of paint all the way to the edge on this one. So we're going to take a little water and we're going to cover the entire page with some water. Just a light layer. Now you'll notice, this is not intentional, but it's okay, that my brush had some color in it, but that's all right. So I put the water down and kind of going across and mopping up the excess. I don't want this to be super wet. I should also mention that this is a kind of project where any type of watercolor paper will work well, but standard paper won't hold up to water and a brush going over it a lot. So please be mindful of that. It will come apart. So any type of watercolor paper doesn't have to be fancy or anything, but it's just designed to handle brushes and water, the whole 9 yards. So I've mixed 2 colors, which you can't see very well because of the light. I have a pretty intense red and a pretty intense green. So we're going to do 1 open rose and a couple that are, buds, so they haven't opened up yet. So this is going to be a 2-layer painting. And for this one, we're going to pick up some color. And we're going to put this base layer of our rose down without grabbing more color. We're going to start from the center and work our way out. And what will happen is, as we work our way further out, we'll run out of color. So you'll get kind of a transition from bright, rich, intense color to less color. And we want that. So we're going to just make small C shapes. Back and forth, back and forth. And as we go further out, you want to push down harder, make them bigger. There we go. And these last couple ones, we're going to open up. There we go. Now I didn't get as much color at the beginning as I wanted, so I'm actually going to grab a little color from my palette and a little bit of water because I want this center area a little brighter. Just a little bit. There we go. So once you lay some color down, you can work with it a little bit. You can add to it. You can't. It's a little bit harder to take away. So now you see we have kind of a more intense on the front, on the top of it. Now let's do a couple little buds. And these aren't going to be as exact. We're just going to make a teardrop shape. We'll add 1 little petal opening. Let's do another one down here. There we go. Oh, I have clean off my brush real quick. Wipe it down. Now let's connect these guys using some of the green. So I'm picturing stem. And this doesn't have to be accurate at all. It needs to be fun. That's the goal here. We've got some stems going, add some leaves. And you know what? I actually want to do another one over here. I'm going to do a little bit smaller, but same thing with the C shape. It's a little hard to see, I apologize. 1, 2, 3. Back and forth. Same concept. Now I have a lot of color there. So I'm going to rinse out my brush. I'm going to dry it out. I'm going to vacuum up. Ooh, don't mind the dog hair. I'm going to vacuum up a little bit of the color. There we go, line it up. We'll do another little rosebud right here. And now we're going to connect them. add some leaves. On this one, I'm trying to fill up the space. I want colors everywhere. I want leaves, and I want petals. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now you can notice right here I have a dog hair. I have a large dog. Sometimes this happens. But you know what? Instead of saying, oh, that's a giant mistake, I'm really unhappy with that, let's integrate it into the painting. Let's just add another petal right there. Maybe two even. There we go. Big giant petals. There we go. Fun. Okay. Now I need to pause real quick. I actually have to go and dry this out. I'm going to cheat and use a hairdryer, and then we'll continue. We're going to hop in and add our details to flesh out the petals and give the vines and the leaves some more depth. So just a moment. Okay, my paper's dry, so let's grab the smaller brush. So I've added a bunch of additional paint to my two colors. So these are going to be much more rich than the base. I'm going to go through and add some small highlight details to kind of define the petals better. It's going to be the same kind of brush stroke too, these little half circles that are going to get bigger as you go. And this time we want more paint, so don't be afraid to grab more. And they're going to get longer and they're going to overlap and get bigger. And they should follow the original base layer a little bit. You can highlight the top edge, you can highlight the bottom edge. I want to get some more overlap here. That's what's really fun. And then we have these two petals that are wide open. We'll define those guys. And this is this isn't exact. This should be loose and fun and fast. For our little unopened flowers, we're going to give it an edge for the petals too. Make this a 2-petal rose. There we go. Give it a little bit of an outer edge too. There we go. Okay, let's rinse our brush good. Let's hop into these greens. Same thing here. Give our real intense green color. We'll give our stems a little definition. I'm going to stick to one side on these for some consistency. There we go. And then our leaves, we'll define them a little bit. You can give them little edges. You can give them veins. The more you experiment, the more you'll figure out exactly what you like. A little shadow right there. Layer them up. There we go. Yeah, I like that a lot. You can keep working it and add additional details. You can make it look like a wallpaper if you want to go further, add an additional color. But I'm pretty happy with this. And see, I want to show you real quick. Once you peel off the tape, you'll have really nice clean edges that just looks really professional. It's a really easy trick. To make your piece look just extra awesome. Thanks so much, guys.